to. She know how to roll one. If I need her to come through. Turn up, we best friends. All till we follow, she want to.
My name is Damon Magnus, and I'm Raymond Magnus, and we're the world famous Magnus twins. And tonight, we're hosting the Love Movement Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining in. We know it's a lot of things you could be doing, but you're taking your time out tonight to watch us. So we appreciate you tuning in. We hope you find this hour entertaining. We hope you learned something. And we just hope you continue to watch and support the Love Movement Podcast. Before we get started, we want to get our maintenance out the way. First of all, we want to thank the legendary, the great Chris Brown for allowing us to co-host the Love Movement Podcast. We want to thank him for that. And also, I want to thank our sponsors who allows us to come here and present this material to you every week. We want to thank the View Restaurant, 1701 Roosevelt Road in Broadview. If you need something to do, nice bite to eat, nice environment, go down to the View. Tell them the Love Movement Podcast sent you. If you want to get your step on, maybe hear some house music and enjoy yourself, you need to do something, go down to the Blue Note, 1715 Roosevelt Road. Tell them the Love Movement Podcast sent you. You want to get some real relaxation and you really get laid back, go down to the Village Dispensary, 1516 Roosevelt Road in Broadview. When you get there, tell them your friends at the Love Movement Podcast sent you. You need a bite to eat, real nice steak sandwich, go over to Stacy's Cafe, 845 Manheim Road in Broadview. Tell them the Love Movement Podcast sent you. The Avenue over in Bellwood's coming soon, so we're going to have details for them. If you want something good to eat and you're in the Westchester area, go over to 1929 South Manheim Road and go over to Tasteful Restaurant. And if you're over in Maywood, you want a real good bite to eat, go to Just Like Mama's Restaurant, 1200 South 17th Avenue. Please continue to support our sponsors. We're going to open up tonight's show with we're going to change it up a little bit, change up our format. First, let me introduce our co-host for tonight, the other set of the world famous Magnus twins. Raymond and Traymond are co-hosting with us tonight.
We back. Hello. We are here.
Okay. We're going to our first topic is the J Block Party incident that took place over last weekend and the tragedy of a young person losing their life. It is something we have to do better, where we get 800 to 1,000 young people that take over 4 or 5 city blocks. And this is at night from 10 o'clock to 3 in the morning. Now, I'm not saying people should not be outside, but from the videos that I saw, people were sitting on top of people's cars, walking all in their yard. The residents said they feel like they were trapped in their house. And I think that we could do better. Now, I'm not against hanging out, going out, social gathering, but at some point we got to be respectable in how we do it. I agree. I mean, I know our young people need to do something and want to do something. The weather's nice. But the question I ask is 10 o'clock at night. What was the age range? What parent will allow a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid, a teenager, to come out at 10 or 11 o'clock at night? That's the first thing I would ask, okay? I know we have to have something for our youth to do. I'm not going to be one of those people who say, well, back when we was growing up, I'm not going to say that. That's a different time. And we know we have to provide something for them to do. But as a parent, there's nowhere in the world my kids at 10, 11 o'clock at night, they 14, 15, 16, they cannot, I'm not allowing them to go outside. And that's how you can control that. We have to start, it starts to me at home. You could look at the police, you can say the mayor, we have to do this, that, gonna look to politicians. Yes, they have a role to play. But the number one role starts in the home. If you control your kid, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and based what my dad is saying, my uncle is saying, the older folks, when we go outside, we should know how to act. Like, we're not against nobody who's the one to throw an event. And unfortunately for what's the guy name again? That threw the party, J Block, yeah, that it falls on him. I heard that they said on Facebook that he lost his job, and as Black people, we need to learn when we go outside, we got to protect each other. The young woman that got killed, that shouldn't happen. And when we go outside, we got to learn how to act, because at the end of the day, people say, oh, well, the city don't want us to do anything. Well, when you going outside and you causing disaster, I wouldn't want you guys to do anything either. So something we have to work on.
You know what? And I've heard this many times. We need a code of conduct. We need to know how to act when we go out. We just have to know that. We don't have to always cause chaos and destruction when we hanging out. Listen, you know what other people are saying. Oh, it's a group of them. You know it's going to be some trouble. Some of us think like that. If it's a group of them, we know it's going to be some trouble. We need to break that narrative. We should party in peace and come together in peace. It should always, we get a group together, it's always an incident.
Yeah, it should never be violence. We should never be destroying other people's property, anything. We got to remember, we got to respect the other neighbors on the block or the people that's around them. We just can't look at it like, well, when we out partying, we running this. No, we got to be respectful for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. So how do we get to it? How do we stop that?
Ourselves. It's up to us. I mean, like you say, once you leave about that door, like, you growing up with your parents, you knew when you left the house, you knew how to act. Just like when we left the house, we know how to act because we're a reflection of you. Use a reflection of your parents. And also, you just want to be a reflection of yourself. You don't want nobody to be like, oh, every time this person come around, they acting, ignorant or they don't know how to act. So we grown, man. We should know how to act.
Right. And the youngsters, where do youngsters get it from? They get it from home. I mean, we just got to call a spade a spade. If you control your kids at home, 80-90% of the time, they're going to know how to control themselves outside.
Home and social media. Oh, you see all these videos, these other podcasters or these other people going out making these videos, doing crazy things, and they think because they can do it, they want to do it also.
I will interject and say this, and this is based on what's happening now. Are influencers scammers? Are they portraying a lifestyle that's not real? It's not reality. So a lot of people, period, tune into social media. They follow influencers and they see that false narrative and they believe they can replicate that in life. In the greater Chicagoland area, with the average rent now being $2,000 or more, and the average car payment is $600, $800 a month. Where does money come? Well, you got the money to go outside and hang out like that? That's $2,800. The basic needs in life are shelter, food, and clothing. And you're spending $2,000 on shelter, and you got to have transportation if you can afford it for $800 a month, which is insane. And the influencers, people see it and they say, oh, I need to wear Fendi. I need to wear Gucci. I need to wear Prada. I'm not knocking those brands, but if you got to live within your means. Our next topic, the current president of the United States sends federal troops into Washington, D.C. because the alleged crime is out of control. Now, bear in mind, crime is down
30% low in DC.
30% lower. But he puts out the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's surprisingly, last time he was president, he said he did not have the power on January 6th to call out the National Guard. But now he has the power to deploy them in Washington, D.C. Look at the hypocrisy.
And it's a plan. If you read Project 2025, they want to... We headed down a dictatorship. It's happening. Did you hear what Donald Trump said up there also? I'm going to look at places like Chicago. Lucky we have an act. I forgot the name of that, but I would get that prohibits the president from calling the National Guard out. But he can also come up and say it's an emergency, and he can call them out. It only could be out for 30 days. Congress will have to reapprove it, but Congress is like a rubber stamp. But he said, listen to the cities he named off of: New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Baltimore, Detroit. What those places have in common?
Black people. All Democratic,
and
predominantly.
And who's the mayor?
All black people.
Exactly. He didn't call no other places, right?
No New Orleans or any place.
Well, that's a black man also, but he wants to, right? So he's looking for civil war in this country, right? And I heard people, and I'm gonna keep going back on this. I heard people saying, "Oh, this lady not this lady locked black people," which it was a lie. Now we looking to be locked down in America. If this guy have his way, if he have his way, they bring the troops in. You watch, go look at what they're doing in DC. People sitting on their porch. The police coming up there and say, hey, we out here because Trump don't like this. Tell your buddies. The guy said, the troop said the other night, tell your buddies, they better stop smoking in public. They better stop hanging out because we're going to get them. They had a roadblock set up last night, pulling people out the car. And listen, the more, and this ties back in with the incident when we was just talking about. Soon as he sees some stuff like that, crime is down in Chicago. Crime is down across the country. He lies, and he sees something like that. Oh, it's emergency. We're gonna send the troops out. What do you think the troops gonna? The National Guard, the FBI, they got DEA out. What do you think those guys gonna do to us?
The military is not trained to do civil police matters. This is why there's an act that says you cannot have active military policing United States citizen. But people seem to forget civics. They forget civics and they believe everything that they hear and they buy into the nonsense. We do not live in, no offense, an Islamic state. We do not live in a communist country where the military locks you down and prohibits your movements. Now, if you want to live like that, raise your hand and let yourself be known. Otherwise, do not speak for the rest of us. We have rights and we are free people. Therefore, we do not believe in what's going on. This is a targeted approach towards democratic cities with a large Black population. Let's take the veil off, take your blinders off. Let's call it out as it is. And you see what is happening. Martin Luther King said, your silence equals acceptance. So if you are silent on the things that are being done wrong, in essence, you accept what's going on. I will not go silently into the night. I will speak. I will be active.
We're not going back. Trump want to take us back to the 1930s, 40s. Hell, he want to take us back to 1840, 1850 and put us back in slavery. I will say it. People might say I'm joking. The Supreme Court, this next session coming up, Clarence Thomas have asked for a review of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
Correct.
Look for that to be struck down. They're taking that away from us. We're going back. I never thought in 2025 that we would have to fight like it's 1955. But that's where we at right now because too many of us sat at home, beat certain people up, and now we're going to have to find out the hard way. You know, the old folks used to say a hard head maker, you know what? So we're going to find out the hard way, but we're not going back. We're going to fight, and we're going to fight, and we're going to fight. So if this guy want to fight, I'm going to look, and I hope he's watching right now. If Donald Trump want to fight, we're going to give him a fight.
I think it's funny that the people of color who voted for Trump and
the Black
Trump
people, call them out,
black people, they forget, hey, if this happens or what's going on in DC, that don't, just because you're a Trump supporter, with something like what the police put, you can't say, hey man, I voted for Trump. That ain't me. They gonna get you too. Exactly. This is you. This gonna happen to you too. So you just remember that. You know, you're not excluded because you voted for Trump. It's gonna be happening to you also.
So Twin, DeVale Lowry, you's a Trump supporter.
If
they pull you over, pull you out the car, it's gonna happen to you too. Exactly. They're gonna get you too.
You gonna get it. Don't get sitting there and say, "Oh, I voted, man. Man, Trump my leader, man." No. They getting you.
If you ask the Hispanic people that voted and thought that it would not happen to their family in the deportation caught up, they finding out what is really happening. They do not care. Civil rights, throw it out the window. It is authoritarian dictatorship style of government. And again, your silence equals acceptance. Let's move on to the topic of the day. This is what we came for. This is what we readily to discuss. We're here to talk about Western religion. And in essence, I'm gonna let my brother make the statement, and then this is our opinion. We do not subscribe. We don't want anyone to think that it's anybody else. This is our opinion. We need to make that disclaimer. This is our opinion on what we believe Western religion is.
Yeah, again, let me reemphasize that. This is what we believe. We're not telling you what to believe. This is our opinion. This don't reflect the views of the Love Movement Podcast. These are the Magus Twin views. We believe that Western Christianity is right up there with slavery. They're doing harm to Black people. Again, let me say this again. We believe that Western Christianity have done just as much harm to Black people as is when we were enslaved.
And that is for North America and the Caribbean.
And South America too.
And South America too. We believe that the Christianity that we go to church and believe in, it is flawed and it is fake. I'm going to say it again. The Christianity that you go to church and you jump up and down and you shout and you run around and you scream and you holler about, we believe it to be flawed and fake.
Now, they're going to ask, listen to what we're saying. We believe there's a God. We know there's a God. So we're not sitting here saying, oh, you guys don't believe in God. No, that's not what we're saying. It's not what we're saying. We believe, we know. Just by we sitting here, we know that. What we're saying is what we practice is it held us back. Its purpose has been taught to us to keep us down and to hold us back. I'm going to ask a question, and Damon, my brother, have asked this question for many years. What was the religion of the slaves in the slave ship?
In the Middle Passage, when the transatlantic slave trade and people were being stolen from Africa, placed on a ship, and being brought to America, where was God at? When it's written in the Bible, whoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. When those people were held in bondage in the ship, and some jumped overboard.
Millions jumped overboard.
Where was God? Did God hear that? And he let that happen. And when they arrived here and they were shadowed up and said, "Your property, you're not a human being," where was God at?
Let me give you the phone number. If anybody want to call in, 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Damon is asked a poignant question. We've been asking this question for years. We haven't got sufficient answers. It's a reason why we were taught what we were taught. It's a reason why we kept getting it forced on us. Damon had brought a point to a pastor in Chicago here, and he asked the question. They go to church for 15 or 20 minutes on Sunday.
No, they go. I'll record.
Tell that story. Tell that.
Black Americans, my brother and I, our parents brought us to church. We went to Sunday school, morning worship, afternoon worship on Sunday, Wednesday night prayer meeting, NBC,
Vacation Bible
School, Friday night revival, all the things that happened, we were at the church. We are in church so much, but yet our community is in plight. Caucasian people go to church 1 hour, wear polo shirts, blue jeans, and Docker.
They wear whatever they want.
They want.
Right.
And their church is quick, fast, 1 hour. Community look good. So I have to ask, how is it that we praise God all day, but yet our community looks so bad? Theirs look so good, and they there for a short amount of time. Who prayers is God answering? Now, that ruffles some feathers with some people. Nobody could give me an answer, and I ask that question now. Who prayers is God answering?
I think I got a question that I want to ask you guys right now, since you guys was brought up in the church. When you go through the Black community, you go through the South Side, West Side of Chicago, even some places around here, Maywood, the Bellwood, Robbie area, it's a church on every corner.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You look at that, you be like, all right, why is it a church on every corner? Do you think in Black culture that the Black pastors or whoever being the pastor of the church, is they using that as a money thing, like a money scam to scam, because they feel like, hey, if it's a get rich scheme,
prosperity.
Yeah. Well, last 30 years, Black churches have made over $420 billion. Let me say that again. The last 30 years, $420 billion. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't give. I'm not saying that. But just imagine If that 420 billion was invested in our community, stores, schools, businesses would be open up, right? What would be open? To me, it's a problem when you go and you're in a social economic deprived area. The people are struggling. Pastor drive up 600 Mercedes tailor-made suit, and they paying the man to live like that. That's a problem. That's a problem.
And all you hear first thing, man, my pastor fly.
Yeah.
But you don't call the bus to church.
Because again, that's thinking. We've been conditioned to think like that. We've been conditioned. They gave the slave the Bible, ripped certain passages out, make sure he was forgive. Hey, forgive. Make sure you forgive. You got to forgive us. Forgive what we have done to you guys. You know, I've heard this many times. You're not going to get your reward here. You got to wait till you get to heaven to get your reward.
A big misconception. The way we teach religion, Black Christianity to our people is flat out wrong. Black and white prosperity preachers have scammed billions of dollars from our community. I'm going to say it again. Black and white preachers, prosperity preachers, have scammed billions of dollars out of our community. If God got the whole world in his hand, what do you need with your money? If God controls the sun and the moon and the stars at night and everything is his, the cattle on 1,000 hills is his, what do you need with your money? So where's this money going? We spend more money to go into conferences. We spend more money gathering together, but our community is still in plight. Now, let me drop some facts on you. Let me show you what we're talking about. King James Bible is wrong. It's flawed. Misquoted, mistranslated, outright wrong. Genesis 1.
Wait, don't you say that now. You're going to get people upset with you now.
Genesis 1.
Don't say that now. People going to get upset with you.
Completely different from Genesis 2. They contradict each other. Nobody thought about that. Nobody read that. For everybody who go to church on Sunday, you go to Bible class. For those gospel ministers, those people who profess that they will preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 is wrong. Is two different things. You can't explain that. Why?
Gotta call it. Here's one we know. We got the King James book, right? We know what King James is. We're not gonna go to the history, right? The oldest Bible on earth right now is the Ethiopian Bible.
Correct.
88 books. 88 books. King James have 66.
66.
We got a caller here. We're gonna get the call on the line.
Which one?
This one? Yeah.
Caller, you live.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I have a question for you guys. Why do the Democratic Party and the church have this relationship? And the pastors always meet with these politicians around election time. It's a group of well-known pastors. Every election, the governor meet with these pastors. You don't see no correlation with that?
Hey, caller, thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling.
We're gonna
appreciate the call.
I'm gonna answer that for you right now. That's a good question, and you're right. When political season come by, politicians know get a pastor a few bucks, go up in the church, and it's not just Democrats, Republicans. If you want to talk about Christian nationalists, they're the ones who doing the most.
The evangelical Christians. Again, I agree with you. Caller, thank you for calling. Great question. The politicians only show up around election time. There's a lot of churches in the Black neighborhood, but I don't see them non-election season. I don't see them saying what we gonna do for you. But as soon as the election time come, they Johnny on the spot,
give them the envelope, and they get up in the pulpit, and hey, we got to support this. And listen, I'm not beating that up, but I'm not going to say we're the Democrats, because if you go look at the Republicans,
the evangelical Christians,
the biggest movement in here around, you see what they believe. They don't even want the Republicans not going to come there to the Black church because they don't like you anyway. If they come, they probably don't come to burn it down.
Correct.
So they're not going to come for that, right? So, but that's a good question. Every time election season they get in the pulpit, give a little bit of bread, and
scam our community out of money. And we sit up here and we shout and we, oh God, glory to God, this, that. The politician get up there, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you don't see the man 2 years later. But we standing up there saying how great thing God gonna deliver us. wait a minute, we have a problem with that.
And you wonder why the young people are no longer subscribing
to religion.
They're just not. And religion, number one, is man-made. Let's remember that. It's made to control the masses. That's what it was made for. If it was made to control the masses, to keep people in line and keep people in order. How can we, my brother and I often talk about this, how can we serve the same God when we're struggling? If you look around, we've been in this country first black person got to this soil in 1513. 1513, first slave ship, they allege, first slave ship started sailing
in 1400s.
1526, allegedly got here in South Carolina, but they started, we could trace it back to the 1400s. Do the math on that. Do the math. If you just want to take what they tell you, 1619, and to today, 466 years, we've been in this foreign land in bondage. When is our freedom coming?
The children of Israel were in bondage 435 years. And as the story goes, Moses talked to God on the burning bush. See, the Bible is like science. It's like science fiction. It's a lot of stuff in there. It's science fiction, but we never talk about it because they don't teach us. They don't teach a true and living Bible. They teach this phoniness. But Moses talked to God, and God told Moses, "Tell the children of Israel, I've heard their prayers. I am that I am." And Moses frees them from Pharaoh. Some supernatural stuff take place. Water stand up, they walk across it, and all of that. Black people have been in bondage in America longer than the children of Israel were in bondage in the Bible. Where is our deliverance? I go back and ask this question. Is God real? Is he hearing our prayers?
Well, he's real, but I think what we're not serving the true and we're serving their God. Let me just say that. I've been saying that we're serving theirs because that's what they taught us to do.
Well, I have a question here. I have one thing to say. This religion has been used as a tool of oppression to keep Black people down. And we continue to facilitate that. We never teach do for self. We never teach that.
What we teach, especially in the church, just pray about it.
That's right.
You want a new job, or you want this, just pray about it.
And they say prayer without works is dead, right? So you got to get up and do something. So you can't tell a man, keep praying. It's a job gonna come to your front door, and you keep praying. You got to get out there and do something about it.
I give you a contradiction right on that. Paul wrote to the church at Rome, Romans 3:28. Paul says that a person is justified through faith, not by works. People love Paul. Paul's so great. Paul.
Writer we have.
James write in James 2:24, a person is justified by work, not by faith. It contradicts each other in the New Testament. But you never hear preachers talk about that. It contradicts each other right there. So what is it? Is it by faith or by your works? But I need these preachers to answer me on that.
They're not going to answer that because they've been taught again.
I give you other thing, right? Raymond, they talk about the gospel. They talked about synoptic gospels. No person who wrote the gospel saw Jesus Christ.
So hold on. I want you to repeat that one more time for the audience to hear. Again, tonight, we're going to take a lot of fire. We're going to take a lot of beat up. We prepared for that because this is what we believe, and we're trying to get people the truth. We're not saying God is not real. We already preface that. We're not saying that. What we're saying is what we've been taught. And some of the reason that we're in the condition that we're in and we can never move forward is because of our belief system. And if we could change the way a man think, if we could change his belief system, watch things will open up and we move forward. Go ahead, Dave. Tell them about that.
So the four synoptic gospel, Mark, Matthew, Luke, John. Luke was not even a disciple. Who chose him to get a gospel? We have to go back to the origin. My brother said the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible, 88 books. Luke was not even a disciple and got a gospel. The oldest gospel is Mark, and it was written 80 years after Jesus died and rose again. And it wasn't even written by Mark. It was written by somebody else. They just put his name to it. Matthew, the same thing. John, the same thing. These gospels don't even add up. Christ's resurrection. You got 4 different stories. The 4 gospels do not even agree with each other. Matthew say Mary Magdalene went to the tomb, and the stone was rolled away, and she went to tell the disciples, and then she saw two angels. Mark says something totally different. Mark say the stone was already rolled away. Luke say two men were standing there shining garments. Like John had to Mary Magdalene that the stone was rolled away. Matthew's gospel say that an angel moved the stone. Which was it? Which story we gonna go with? I don't understand.
Question. That's a great question.
Now the story of Judas. Judas got the 30 pieces of silver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he hang himself, or did he fall off a cliff in his land? Which story are we gonna go with here? Even the disciples of Jesus, they had one guy named Thaddeus, then the other guy Judas. Is they the same people? When you talk about the genealogy of Jesus, Matthew and Luke, it's two different versions of it. They don't match. One got 28 generations, one got 43. One goes through Solomon and one goes through Nathan. Wait a minute. Now you go by what's in the red and King James Bible, but you didn't see these differences.
Damon had questioned a pastor one time, and his words were, "What Jesus spoke in my Bible is written in red." All we could do is look and say, "Wow." Let's look at King James. We're just gonna barely touch on this. King James was he translated the Bible from Greek, 13,000 words in the Greek Bible, 6,000 in King James. Now let me see. I'm no mathematician, but 6,000 is less than 13. Okay, Jesus spoke Aramaic, Bible's in Hebrew, Greek, then the English. It was no mistranslations or anything happened with that. Again, we have to change our thinking. We got to get, and we're talking about this tonight because we see this as something has been holding us. It's one of the things that have been holding us back. If we need to come up with something real, we need to get to the truth, and we need to learn the truth and stop believing things where people, it's always been like this. This is what I've learned. This is what I always learned. Well, what you learned is not true and is incorrect. And we need to change our thinking and change our mind and start believing in a real truth and not believing what they told us and what they tell us. It's a reason why they took the whip and they beat that Bible into us. It's a reason why they beat us.
Yeah, so the people that's watching, by all, like, we not coming over here saying we not believers, because we all believers that there is a God. But if we trying to figure out, when we was taken from our order, like what was we practicing before they beat this kind of God in us? And we always have this discussion. There's no way that all of us can pray to the same God. You got the people who own slaves, some of the richest people still today because of the free labor that we did for them. Nothing has happened to them.
So when Joe, that's right.
When is like my dad said, when is judgment going to happen to these people, these evil people that done all these things in America? It hasn't happened.
That's right.
At least from what I've seen.
Right. When judgment coming to them? They're still rich. They got rich off of us. We stayed in bondage. When is our salvation come? When is our breakthrough
we prayed to get out of bondage. They prayed to keep us in bondage.
So
who prayers got answered?
Ask that question again.
We prayed to get out of bondage. They prayed to keep us in. Who prayers got answered? So how can you serve the same God?
Yeah, and going back to the 90s, we go back to the dream, like, especially in the South, the Christianity is so big in the South. You get the people who, hey, we get owning slaves, picking cotton, or just in the 40s and 50s, where it wasn't no slavery, but they still had people picking cotton. They going to church every Sunday, praying to, who were they praying to?
And still in bondage.
I must ask this question, though. I have to ask this question. If God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for immorality, alleged immorality, and turned a lady into a pillar of salt because she looked back,
right?
That's in the Bible. Fact check me on that.
It's there.
And God saw black people enslaved, murdered, killed, our women raped, our families split apart, and no punishment comes. I must ask, why does God hate black people? Because there's no punishment for those who have done wrong to us. touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And you kill black people and your hand is still free today and there's no punishment. Did not God send fire down on Mount Carmel to burn up an altar to prove that he was real? And Elijah killed 450 prophets of Baal? Fact check me on that. But God allowed black people to be enslaved, murdered, and killed, and nothing happens. Either the Bible is fake or God hates black people.
466 years in bondage and we still not free? I'm asking the question, when is judgment coming? Because it's been different. We've been living in hell since we got to this land. So when is our breakthrough coming?
I heard somebody say, and I don't know if you guys remember it, but somebody said, well, that's just something we just had to go through.
Yeah, because you know why? When you believe a certain way, wait for yours to get over there now. Don't you try to get, don't get your riches here.
The slave mentality, the slave teaching of Christianity.
Right. Don't get your riches here. You're not going to get your riches here. You're going to get your riches when you get over there. Yet they got a big house, big bank account, going on vacation 4 or 5 times a year, living right. But we're waiting until we get over there to get ours. We're not supposed to have it down here.
Again, that goes back to the misteaching, and we keep doing that. You're going to get your reward when you get to heaven. Did not Jesus say, I come that you may have life and have it more abundantly? So where's the more abundant for black people? Well, let me give you this last point, and then I want these people to argue it out. Exodus 20, we talk about these 10 commandments. Exodus 20 is different from Deuteronomy 5 on the 10 commandments. And Exodus 34 is different from those two. So which 10 commandments we going by? Y'all look it up. You seeing this? When we get done with this podcast, I want you to look it up and you tell me. Exodus 20, it's a set of 10 commandments. Deuteronomy 5 got a set of 10 commandments, but then Exodus 34 got a different set of 10 commandments. What's going on here? And we've been studying this Bible, and you can't see the problem with this, and we still keep on believing this.
And it's again, that's
fraud and fake.
That's why I was saying
fraud and fake.
The Western Christianity have been just as detrimental on us as we was in bondage because it held us back.
And it's just not here in America. This is all over. I'm gonna say this is all over the world.
All over the world.
If you ask Black Americans, 78%, 79% ascribe that they are Christian. They will fight you tooth and nail over this. But when you present facts to them and say, could you look at this? And then you look at that.
They'll still fight you because
they can still fight you.
It's been ingrained in their head.
Let me just say, we want you to be the best Christian you can be. If you Muslim and you believe in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, be the best Muslim you can be. If you're Jewish, and Jewish is a religion, not an ethnicity, not a race, that's a religion. You study in Judaism. If you be the best Jew that you can be, but do not say we are making this up and we are non-believers. These are the facts we found in the Bible. Now, for the brothers and sisters who study Islam, 611 years after Jesus leaves, the angel Gabriel comes to the Prophet Muhammad and gives him the Bible, give him the Quran over 33 years. I got a problem with that. I just, that's kind of tough for me to believe there's no flaws in the writing.
Again, religion was created to keep people in control, under control, and to keep the masses. It's doing what it is created to do. And it has done a number and a job on us.
Well, it's 2025. We can have telescopes that can see all the way to the moon.
We have UFOs.
We got all this technology. We can't find nobody buried in the Bible. We can't find Noah's Ark that was so big. We can't find the Ark of the Covenant. We have mapped the entire world, but we can find none of these things. Now, the pyramids that predate the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah, we can see the hieroglyphs of the people of Kemet. Now, I'm just telling like it is. If we can see the Egyptians and what they wrote and what the pharaohs built, and we can see the tomb of the pharaohs, that was before Christianity and before Israel, but we can't find nothing and nobody from the Bible, as the preacher say, talk back with me.
They have done a job, man. All I can do is shake my head and say, you know what? They've done a job on us. And until we break that chain of studying and believing in Western Christianity, we're always going to be under bondage. We have to break the chain.
Why can't, again, we go back to this point, why can't we collect the money collectively? All these church denominations, National Baptist Convention, Progressive Baptist, Church of God in Christ, all these different Black society religion organizations, if we put that money together, we can control and rebuild our community.
Banks.
We have our own bank, our own school, our own hospital, our own businesses. We spend so much money giving it away.
Perpetual building fund. Pastor's anniversary. Make sure we put more money in his pocket. So, again, if we stop those things, you wonder why we're in the part of we're in the condition we are. We stop that. We keep our money.
Ray, this is going to be controversial.
Mm-hmm.
We live in the greater Chicagoland area. If you reside in Cook County and you do not have insurance, you can go to John Strozier Hospital. That is the county hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all these, I can lay hand on you and heal you. Sick people are at John Strozier right now.
Mm-hmm.
They got the faith. You got the power.
Go up and heal them.
Go lay hands and heal.
We got that. My father, the great Chester Maggins, used to always say, when we would go to the hospital, my mom's in the hospital, he would always say, if they have power to heal, it's a lot of sick people up in Loyola Hospital. Come up here and put their hands on them, heal them. But you know what?
They don't ever come to the hospital.
I have never, and you have never seen it. You can say you have, but you have never seen it. And if you've seen it, point it out to me, because you have never seen it. So if you can put your hands and healing hands on, go. You ain't had to go to Cook County Hospital. You can go right here, 2160 First Avenue, and go up in there right now. Tell them that me, Raymond Maggins, sent you up there. And you go to the intensive care unit. I want you to put the hands on the people, and I want you to heal them.
Now, we're going to take some heat on that.
I know we're going to take a lot of heat, but we're here to take
some people going to get mad.
That's what the Maggins twins do. The Maggins twins here to take heat.
You live. Caller, you live.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. How y'all brothers doing?
We doing okay, sir. Doing okay.
I'm hearing a lot of back and forth. I don't know if y'all believers or not. Can you pick a side and stay with it?
Well, we on the side, and we know who this call is. But listen,
we believe in a higher power.
Right. We do
not ascribe to the conventional religion that you're known to.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I'm hearing y'all bounce back and forth
from
one end to the other.
You haven't heard
in the middle.
You haven't heard one bounce back. What you heard is say we believers, but we don't subscribe to Western Christianity or subscribe to religion. That's what you heard. You didn't hear us. You're not gonna hear us say that. You're not gonna hear us come and say we this, we that, because we understand the truth. So you're not gonna hear that. But we appreciate your caller. We thank you for calling in. Hey, thank you for supporting the Love Movement podcast. Okay.
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
Hey, shout out. I'm gonna shout out CB as well, the Honorable Chris Brown.
That's right.
CB, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown's a legend. We appreciate him for having us on the show.
Yeah.
Let us co-host the show. This Chris Brown is a legend. He's our friend for life, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Here's one last point, and we got to move on to our last topic. The church is hypocritical to the LGBTQ plus community. They hypocritical. Jesus gave 2 new commandments. He's love God with all your heart, your mind, and your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, love each other if I have loved you. They will know you are my disciple by the love you show one to another. But they hate the gay and transsexual in the church. You hypocrite.
There's a lot of them up in there too. And we love them.
If God created everybody, didn't he create them?
Yeah.
And then you say you are
controversial. That's controversial.
You say you are a Christian,
that's controversial.
But then you won't love them.
That's controversial.
You are a hypocrite, and I'm gonna call you out every time I get the chance.
And we're gonna call those black preachers out who supported Trump, and it was like, well, I can't support the lady because she support the LGBTQ community, and they supported Trump, and now we about to catch hell because you teaching a false prophecy and you got people believing in something, and you supporting a guy who about to send us back to hell and back. That we got to fight. So I'm gonna call you guys out. And again, you could bring the heat. I'm gonna say this: the Magnus twins are built for heat. We want the heat and we want the smoke. So if you want to bring it on. That's what we want.
So we have a listener letter. Again, inbox us, contact us. We will not disclose your name or your information. We keep that confidential. There are many people who have written us, and we are humbled that you seek us out to give you some guidance and advice. Again, this goes for anybody. Whatever situation, if you're going through something in your life, you need some help, reach out to us. We are compassionate people. We want betterment in life for people. But our listener letter is for tonight.
Okay.
It says, "Hey, twins, what would you do if the man you loved since forever, the father of your children, your provider, your best friend, turned out to be living a secret life? That's where I am right now. I am a mom, 34 years old, with 3 kids and 1 on the way. I've been married for 8 years to the man I thought was my dream come true. He's a loving father, a great provider, and a successful real estate businessman. I recently left my job at his request to be a stay-at-home mom. Last week, while he was in the shower, his sister called the phone. He told me to answer it and let her know I'll call back. He'll call back. As I hung up the phone, a text came through. I miss you and can't wait to see you soon. Wow. At first, I thought it was from another woman, but it wasn't. It was from one of his closest male friends, someone I know.
Whoa.
My heart dropped as I kept reading. They kept exchanging explicit photos, talking about having sex, telling each other they love one another, and even calling each other hubby. This man got married 5 months ago, and my husband was his best man. I've learned the secret. They secretly took trips under the guise of business travel. I am now torn. I'm pregnant, financially dependent, and our kids adore their dad. Do I confront him and possibly tell his wife, or risk losing my family I thought I had? Or do I stay silent, knowing the double life would continue? I don't want to take my children away from their father, but I also don't know how to live with what I know. Have mercy. We got another caller.
Caller, you on the live.
Caller, you live.
Hey, what's up, twins? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for calling in.
Man, this is Ronald Miller, the owner of Rams Construction in Torrance.
Yeah,
Yes,
what's up,
sir.
Ronald?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, man, I appreciate what y'all doing, man. You know, I had some questions when I had a show at this, at the same station. They're beautiful people that own it. I did speak about, that the pastors are out here receiving a lot of money, but they're not coming out supporting people, but they want you to always put their name out there saying they God, and I don't agree with that. The big thing that's going on, guys, out here that I'm a big part of is Family and Friends Day. Stop the killing that I do every year in Maywood because of too much killing out here.
What day is that going to be on? Hey, Ron, what day that's going to be on?
Sir, it's September 14th.
Okay.
At the Middle Meadows, at Row 5. We got Mickey Oliver, we got Gene from the Hot Mix 5, me and other people. I want you guys to come out and support because I'm looking at the news now, and there's a lot of killing out here, and it's really sad because we killing our own. You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous. What you guys are doing is good, but I want y'all to help me with this shit because I'm gonna have Channel 7 out there, Channel 7 News. So I want y'all to be a big part. I seen y'all, I seen y'all out here with that. I'm like, man, I got to get it with them brothers. So I commend you guys.
That's love.
Ain't helping.
No, they're not going. You know where the tire's going? In their pocket, big house, big car. And Ronald, look what we're gonna do. Listen, reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram.
Ronald, I saw the flyer.
Yeah.
I saw the flyer.
I'm gonna reach out to
We're
you.
gonna reach out. We're gonna reach out directly to you.
My number is on there.
Okay.
My number is on there. Y'all get with me, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop the killing.
Hey, Ron, and if we don't do it, nobody else gonna do it. We falling right into the trap they want to wipe us out. We helping do that. We cannot rely on those guys in the pulpit. They're not gonna be out there in the street doing what they got to do. So we have to do it as a people. When you know better, you do better. And we appreciate that, man. Or anything we can do, and we're going to help you. Anything we can do to stop it.
But I'm going to tell you something. You don't see the Mexicans out here killing each other like that.
Now, they do have crime.
They bound up our properties.
Yeah.
But you don't see it on the news.
That's
Right,
correct.
right,
That's
you
correct.
don't.
That's the
Right.
key. That's the key.
Right.
All of that. And
Right.
we scared to buy. We live in our neighborhoods.
Right.
They will fight you and walk around in your neighborhood and then said we don't care.
Right.
We was born and raised here, and it's a shame on us. Even me, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but it's a shame.
That's right.
We letting these people take over our neighborhood.
And it's sad.
They find out everything, and we letting it go and say, I moved in Joliet, I moved in Terrace Springs. Where was you born and raised?
Yes, sir.
Ronald.
Well, Ronald,
but we appreciate the call. And listen, I'm gonna call, reach out to you. Hit us up, and I'm gonna call you. I'll get the number off the fly. I will. All right. Take it easy, Ronald.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you keep up the good work too, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Ronald.
Sorry, Ronald.
But on this letter, everybody heard this letter?
Yeah.
The wife, 3 kids, pregnant with a 4th child, and her husband is living a down low life. He is secretly bisexual or gay. Well, he's bisexual because he like women and men.
Right.
How does she move forward in life with this?
She's in a tough situation only because now he's the breadwinner. He's a successful businessman. She don't want to break her family up. She don't want to probably destroy the hero image that a husband is toward his kids, to the kids. So if it were, I would talk to her and tell her, if I was her, I would sit down and talk to him and see if that is really going on. She saw the text, find out what's going on and see. I mean, I don't think she's going to stay because it's going to be tough for her to stay in a situation like that. But talk to him and see. I mean, what can they work out?
Well, with the problem of her being stay-at-home mama,
right?
Hey, I mean, like you said, he the breadwinner, so I'm sure his thing is gonna be, hey, either you accept it or move along.
If she can prove adultery,
if she can prove,
she can prove infidelity. It'll help her if she wants to get divorced.
She have a fault-based divorce now.
But this is tough,
sister.
This tough. There's no right answer in this. If you tell, he could lose clients, he could lose business.
Mm-hmm.
It's no win. His friend, that family's going to be tore up. Your family's going to be tore up. There's no right answer. If you stay, then you live in a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with my twin brother Raymond that you got to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation and see how you guys can make this work.
But
if you can make it work,
it had to been, and
she missed the signs.
It had to miss some signs.
Right.
Yeah,
she missed the signs.
She
missed the signs.
But when you in love, that overshadow all that.
Right.
So she so in love, feel like that's Mr. Right, Mr. Perfect. She like, oh well, maybe he do this, but that's because you just do it.
What I would tell a sister is, and this is what I'll tell her, do what's best for you.
And the kids.
And do what's best for you and the kids, because at the end of the day, like my dad said, you live in a lie. And then for your mental health, you know what's going on. And over the time, you may get depressed or you may not be yourself. What I would do, like my dad said, I would sit down, have a conversation with him, and I would ask him, what is it that you really want?
Let's try counseling.
Yeah, let's try counseling.
Let's go to marriage counseling.
Hey, but maybe he could be living a lie where he
might be gay.
He may be
he don't want to be married.
First, sit down. Everybody had a conversation. Lay your cards on the table. 2, go to counseling. It's something that Black people scared to talk about. It's counseling and therapy.
I agree. I wouldn't say scared to talk about counseling, but in this situation, will counseling really help? You know what? I would tell her husband, if I was talking to him, brother, live your truth. Whatever that is.
You gotta live that.
Live your truth. And if you don't want to be in a married relationship, you provide support for your kids. You make sure your wife is taken care of, and you go live your truth. She said he's a successful businessman, so I'm assuming money wouldn't be an issue. You got another kid on the way, so you don't want to continue to live a lie. And counseling, it'll come out in counseling, but
maybe on the counseling part, the therapy, people will tell other people, another person, instead of telling you.
Right.
And that can get it out in the open and say, hey, live is true. We're going to have to wrap because we only got a few minutes. I need y'all to give your handles where people can reach out to you.
I'm the Kid Trey on Instagram, and then on Facebook, I'm Trayvon Magnus. If anybody got any letters, if you can't reach my dad or my uncle, you can reach me or my brother, but I am the Kid Trey. You guys can reach me on there anytime.
You can reach me on Raymond Magnus on Facebook. You're going to see 2 Facebooks. One is his, one is mine. You know to differentiate because you know how we look. Ray Too Cool Instagram. That's just my regular page. You know, if you want to get in tune, chop it up. And then for your party needs, if you want to get out, enjoy yourself, working with a long time, my family, OMG. So Ray_OMG events. If you're looking for stuff to do in Chicago, we got you. We'll take care of you.
Shout out OMG events.
OMG.
So we also big
out
up
to
everybody in Jamaica. Happy Independence. It was August 6th, 63rd year of independence for the people of Jamaica. We love you. We respect you. We're going to forward to you soon. You can catch me, Damon Magnus, Facebook, on Instagram. I am _the icon. I am _DAICON. Follow this Love Movement podcast on YouTube. Shout out Intellectual Radio. Like and subscribe on YouTube so you get the notifications and you see the videos.
And I am Raymond Magnus. I have finally, after all these years, created a Facebook. My Facebook name is Raymond Magnus. You'll see myself, the picture. I'm the good looking on the bunch, so you can see me on Facebook.
Right.
Instagram is Raymond the Legend. I want you guys to reach out to us. Any issues you want us to talk about,
Correct.
Reach out. Give us some show ideas.
And before we leave, I want to tell everybody, all of us, we sitting up here, we fight for all people. We fight for, but we mainly we gonna fight for Black people first, because that's what we are. And that's who really need. That's who we got to help first. We got to help our people first before we can help anybody.
Now we fight for everybody. In passing, shout out the entire Caribbean community, all Caribbean islands, the Haitians, Sac Passe, those in Dominican Republic, everybody. We don't want to leave nobody out.
All in the diaspora. We
all in diaspora.
All in America, every nook and cranny here. We fight for our people. But we want to thank you guys. We want to thank once again the legendary Mr. Chris Brown.
For
allowing us to host this Love Movement podcast. Remember, go on to YouTube, subscribe to the Intellectual Radio. We're gonna see you guys again. We want you to always remember, it don't take nothing to be nice to someone. You never know who life you can change by being nice and being nice.
Treat people
like you want to be treated. Until next time, remember, we all want to love.
Well, peace. We out.
The views expressed on this program are not those of IntellectualRadio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors.
I put it down. I put it down.